Hey YouTube, TheIxelan here, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. This is an OU match against Megatron from the Quid Chat. I'm using the new OU team that you saw in my last video. I use Whimsicott a little bit better this time, still make some probably pretty rookie mistakes. Yeah, so anyways, let's get into it. He's going to lead off with his Politoed, while I just lead off with Swampert to set up my rocks. And that's pretty much my plan here. He's going to go for Toxic turn 1 and miss, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter because I'm just going to use Cubert as fodder later. So I go out into Magnezone because he's the only thing that I could want to take a Hydro Pump, and I feel like this is probably a especially offensive Politoed. And I just set up my light screen while he misses a Hydro Pump, which works out really well because it lets me get my Reflect Up, otherwise I probably would have been dead before I got the Reflect Up. So I go for the Volt Switch this turn, but I figure, you know, in case Hydro Pump misses, but of course it doesn't. And I'm gonna paralyze this thing and hope I get the Parahacks, but I don't, and he gets the Toxic off. Which doesn't really matter because I have Leech Seed and, you know, ways to get life back, and I'll switch out in a few seconds here. So he goes for the Ice Beam, which does very little damage for being super effective. So I was kind of surprised that the Hydro Pump did so much to Magnezone, but then I remembered that Magnezone's basically paper thin. So I'm going to switch out here and go into Swampert, who I know can take an Ice Beam, and he predicts that and switches out into Tangrowth. So we both switch here, and he's kind of got the advantage here, so I'm going to switch again and go out into Landorus. And missing that Sleep Powder definitely sucks, and definitely helps me out. So I go for the Taunt, predicting another Sleep Powder, but he just goes straight for the Ancient Power, and that's going to do very little damage for my Tornadus. But since we're in the rain due to Politoed, my Hurricane's got 100% accuracy, and I'm just going to OHKO that Tangrowth. And I'm pretty much set up to sweep here. I don't have to Rain Dance or anything. Another Hurricane's going to take out Seadra because it's not bulky at all. And he can't have Swift Swim, so I know that I'm just going to tear through that thing. Now he brings out his Politoed, and I know that it's not especially offensive, but I wasn't sure like where its major bulk was, special defense or physical defense. And it looks to be more especially defensive. And the Ice Beam is of course going to take me out, because Tornadus is, you know, weak to ice and not the bulkiest of Pokemon. So I go out into my Machamp and set up a sub, and he doesn't miss the first Hydro Pump. So I'm going to go for sub a second time, because I'm really hoping I either get the Parahacks or he misses another Hydro Pump, you know, something to let me get a free sub up. And he gets the Parahacks, so I'm like, alright, cool, now I can just Dynamic Punch this thing, and I'll be set up for whatever he comes in with a sub setup. So this is looking pretty good now. I'm using this team a little bit better than last time. And he's gonna bring out his Tentacruel, I believe. Yeah, he brings out Tentacruel. And I'm just gonna Dynamic Punch it. No, I don't Dynamic Punch it, sorry. I didn't think it was gonna do enough damage since Poison Resist fighting, so I just go for the Stone Edge for neutral damage. And Dynamic Punch probably, well, I don't know. Actually, leave in the comments, tell me if Dynamic Punch would have been the better play here to do more damage to the Tentacruel and confuse it. But anyways, I go for the Bullet Punch, and I'm hoping that I live one attack, but I don't. But he is Life Orb, so it's going to be a double down. That kind of worked out. Bullet Punch was, you know, just enough damage to finish him off with Life Orb. And we both go out into our Dragon types, and Rocks breaks his Multi-Scale, so I'm like, yes! Let me trick him something. Dragonite with Choice Specs? I don't usually see those, so I was like, shit. Thankfully, I'm bulky enough that Hurricane is not going to one-hit kill me, but I'm confused, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to switch out to Swampert as fodder. This is why I said the Toxic Mist didn't really matter, because he'd just be fodder here anyways. I take that pretty well. Not really, psych. But, and I get the confusion, so of course, I'm just like, whatever, I'll leave him in to die and go for the Ice Beam, in case, you know, I don't get confused. But I do, and I punch myself, and I'm like, alright, well, I'll just go for the Earthquake here in case he tries to set up. But he doesn't, he makes a smart play and just Vacuum Waves, doesn't want any damage on his Lucario. But he is Life Orbed, so I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. Let me just set up a Leech Seed here, turn 1, and hope he sets up. And he does. He goes for the Nasty Plant. I'm like, you realize this is a Whimsicott, right? Like, I should just Encore you. I'm gonna remember how to do this. So, I played this correctly this time, and Encore him into Nasty Plot. Maybe, I don't know what the priority is on Vacuum Wave. Maybe he was going for that too, and I just happen to be faster. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so I have Leech Seed and Encore set up, and he's locked in a Nasty Plot. And I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna use Stun Spore now, because I didn't want to switch out, because I wanted to see how long Encore actually lasts. Because I wanted to keep track, and I thought it lasted 2, maybe 3 turns. And so I'm going to go for the Encore again, because I wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't sure if it said Encore ended, but it didn't. So he goes for the Nasty Plot, and then I pay attention this turn, and I see the Encore is going to end. Right somewhere after these tournaments. There it goes. So I use Encore this time, keep him in Nasty Plot, and his special attack obviously won't raise anymore. So I know Whimsicott is kind of a stalwart, but I'm going to switch out here using U-Turn, because I want to get that Leech Seed health onto my Latias, that's it. And now, since he's Life Orbed, I know he's not Spect, so I go for the Trick here while he's locked in a Nasty Plot, and I thought he might switch, but I guess he was fearing the Dragon Pulse and didn't want to take that chance. So I just wanted to be able to, in case I needed to, have Protect and Wish Up. Plus Life Orb would, you know... I feel like Life Orb and Choice Specs are about the same damage. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, so he goes out, and I know I'm faster because I tricked earlier, so I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pulse here. And that's going to be game. So yeah, that was a really good game, Megatron. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely was a better game than yesterday's upload. But yeah, let me know if you thought that was the right play with Machamp. And I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, and if Megatron has a channel, I'm going to look it up, and it'll be below. If not, then too bad. I'll see you guys later.